The community of KwaNdengezi is in shock and is mourning. 2 neighbours are presumed to have lost 11 of their family members following the devastating floods in Kwazulu-Natal. The youngest, still unaccounted for, is a 7-month-old baby. An elderly woman whose body has been found was buried this past Wednesday. Teams were on site this morning, continuing with recovery operations.
This is the road that leads to the Hlophe residence in KwaNdengezi. This is what we're met with, a road that has completely collapsed. We are now going to have to detour to another section of this area in order to get there. So when we eventually arrived at the Hlophe home, KwaNdengezi, there are scenes of absolute devastation here. You can see this house here behind me, which has been buried by the mudslide that had taken place. It's been 2 weeks of agony now, waiting for news. When we arrived here, rescue workers had been searching through this rubble. They'd been here since the very early hours. She says she is hopeful that her loved ones will be found. Amongst those missing is a 1-year-old, 3-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old, 10-year-old and 5-year-old. Her 62-year-old Gogo is also missing, but she says that they're hoping for assistance to bury them. This is also just fresh off the burial of their mother on Wednesday, after she had also been found in this rubble. The community here remaining in shock because also just next door, right next door to the Hlophes, they are also at this point devastated, waiting for news on the missing loved ones who would also been affected by the mudslide that had taken place here.
Like abantu abangekho abantu abayi4, uma, ubaba, usisi umncane nengane yakhe ena7.
She says there are 4 people missing at her home: the father, mother, sister and a 7-month-old baby. She says it happened when they were not there. She says Nhlanhla was called to come back on Wednesday, and that's when he was told of the news.
He got a call yokuthi akabuyi immediately ngoLesithathu. That's when athola ukuthi kwenzakaleni.
Well, this community is hoping for more favourable weather conditions. They complain that once it begins raining quite heavily here, this river tends to swell, and this is part of where the rescue workers are looking. Chris Lewis, SABC News, KwaNdengezi.